Alright, this is the draft of a demonstration project for locomotive engineer training, phase 1, demonstration training project, U.S. Department of Transportation, United States of America, Federal Railroad Administration, Office of Research and Development, Washington, D.C., 20. This is 1982, Final Report, Volume 1, Washington, D.C. 20590. Technical report, document page, demonstration project, locomotive engineering trainman, performed by LNNBLE, demonstrating training project, U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Railroad, final 128482, contract grant, DTFR 5381X001510, April 1982. This report presents findings of the joint venture demonstrating training projects conducted by the Louisville-Nashville Railroad and the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers. Volume contains survey literature, job task, inventory, settlement guidelines, instruction task, design. Report also describes training practice, techniques, materials, formal locomotive engineering trainman program, 6th Class 1 Railroad. Volume 2 presents suggested short-term additions with the Louisville-Nashville Railroad, Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineering trainman, 3 Metal Locomotive Engineering trainman programs, low, middle, and high cost, implementation, operation, cost, benefit analysis plan for models. Keyword: locomotive engineering training, task analysis, training aids, cost benefit analysis, unclassified, number of pages 80. Alright, introduction, background, project goals, project task, the project task, system approach, organization of the project, organization of the report, principal results, literature, a survey, approach, locomotive engineering training, abstract key documents, human factors, abstract key documents, safety, abstract key documents, productivity, abstract key documents, formal training program, job tasks, selection of railroad training programs, purpose and approach, selecting process, selection criteria, rational selection criteria, selection of railroads, data collection procedure, site visit, submission of documents, characteristics, selected training program, Louisville-Nashville Railroad, Southern Pacific Transportation Company, Consolidated Rail Corporation, Antastic, Topeka, Santa Fe Railroad, Burlington Northern Canadian National Railways, job task, inventory, introduction, initial inventory efforts, general description of locomotive engineering job, preliminary inventory, provides preliminary inventory, analysis of the task selected for the training program, purpose of the analysis, result of the analysis, discussion of results, analysis of the training programs, purpose and approach, philosophy and goals, functions, philosophy of the goal statement, management, function management, structure, training support, criteria for evaluation, training, effectiveness, plant and facilities, function and facilities, staff and instruction, function, instructor selection, curriculum, functions, qualifications, standard of assigning duty, evaluation, practice, testing, material, content, and scope and sequence, training aids, simulators, training dynamic analyzers, recurrent training, minimum entry, requirement, and selection procedures, instruction support functions, structures, training, summary, reference, appendix A, checklist, technical skills, and other training separately bound. And then it goes into the list of tables. And then we'll start page 11, background, introduction. Check out, see how much time I had on my desk here. Alright, we're good. Alright, 1-1 background. There's a great diversity of the training railroad industry. Training may be together with the railroad, with the classroom, the supplier school, technical school, by correspondence on the job, or through an apprenticeship. Some of the railroad have the formal training programs, while others rely heavily on the job training. Since 1968, but the National Transportation Safety Board has issued recommendation for the Railroad Administration, Railroad Industry, directed with the correcting training deficiencies in order to improve the railroad safety. In their report with the National Transportation Safety Board, SIR 79-1, to improve railroad safety. In their report with the Safety Board recommended that the railroad training programs reviewed the ensure the relevant training to provide with the skilled railroad crafts. The report also noted that the railroad industry have apparently relied primarily on operating experience established for the content with the training program and have not used a system approach to curriculum development. Project goals recommended by the National Transportation Safety Board of the state undertook a system of approach assessment existing locomotive engineering training program. The development to improve the curricula with the training alternative. The primary goal of the study was to develop a 3 long-range alternative to improving the safety, the production, and efficiency of the current program for training of locomotive engineers. Second goal was to recommend with an interim change for the representative of the last Louisville-Nashville training program, which could be implemented in a short time period with additional goals were published, established necessary step in the support with the first 2 goals. First, development of the inventory basic items with the knowledge and performance capability necessary for the safe and effective performance of the job locomotive engineering. Second, with the adoption of the set of guidelines for use of the criteria analyzed for the design locomotive engineer training program, third generation of detailed task analysis for the job locomotive engineer. 1-3 project and project tab. The system approach was applied with a problem locomotive engineer training with the 4 tasks: initial planning, analysis, stage 1, implementation, and design. The initial planning included with a review of the relevant literature with a collection of the data of the locomotive engineering training program, 6 railroad through site visits for the submission of the training document, analysis of the data with obtained with the yield of the inventory, knowledge, performance requirements of the locomotive engineers from literature, instructional design criteria to derive which were used to evaluate the document training programs. Phase 1, implementation involved with the application for the result of the preceding analysis of the Louisville-Nashville locomotive engineering training program. Louisville and Nashville operating procedure with the representative with the detail of the task analysis for the locomotive engineering job, used the criteria for the evaluate current training practice, short range change for the Louisville-Nashville training techniques were recommended for the long range objective identified with inclusion with the design improved with the program. The design task yield the 3 model with the locomotive engineering training programs, including objective with the schedule for the recommended training with the techniques for the first design alternative model. 1, represent with the relatively low cost approach with the improve with the training through the change of the course of the content record, keep it the formal organization with the OJT. Model T included all of the features of the Model 1 and plus with the use of the training dynamics analyzed with the required with the moderate capital investment. Model 3 expand within the investments. Model 2 in addition with the full scale of the dynamic locomotive cab simulator with the guidelines that developed to assist the individual railroad comparing with the relative of the cost of the benefits of the 3 programs, specifically the need for the locomotive training and cost-benefit analysis to demonstrate applying to the requirements of the hypothetical national training programs. 1-4, the system approach simply orderly sequence of the steps applied with a solution problem involving systems, i.e. aggregated with the people, the equipment with the most work together to accomplish with the common purpose. For these steps involved with thorough analysis of what is known, with the determination of what is needed, with the development of the solution, with the needs, the implementation of the solutions, evaluation of the effectiveness of the solutions of the task of the present project. Follow this approach with the processing through analysis of determination, requirements of locomotive and training with the task 1 and 2, with the development of the recommendation solution, task 3 and 4, for the process of the complete. However, the implementation of the evaluation of the proposed program is a plan by a later phase of the project must be accomplished. 1-5, organization of the project with the Federal Railroad Administration, cognitive with the need to improve the quality, with the possibility of the quantity of locomotive engineering training in America, demonstrated or establish a demonstration of the project with the locomotive engineering training with a number of the cooperative agreement with the Louisville-Nashville Railroad and the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineering Training of the Locomotive Engineers Steering Committee with the compromise senior officer, the representative of the Locomotive Louisville-Nashville with the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineer was established in mind with the give the overall administrative directions to the project with the advisory committee with the locomotive engineer training with the component with the equal the number of the representatives from Louisville and Nashville with the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineering Training. The engineer was also appointed with the responsible for the steering committee for reporting problems and kind of the ensuring with the conformance of the program object with the program team project team with include with Louisville, Nashville, Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and members of the system management contractor and subcontractors and even the accomplishment of the project tab with the periodic review approval of the steering committee is required. 1-6, organization report with a detail of the literature survey with the report with the section 2 with the report with the section 3 describe the selection of the railroad with analysis of the site visits with the use of the railroads Louisville, Nashville with the data obtained with the general nature of the training program observed with the section 4 cover the development of the inventory derived with the literature revised inventory based on the data collection with the 6 cooperating railroads. Section 5 reports with the result of the analysis of the data collection against set of the criteria to develop the American Society Testing Training Development ASTD American Society Testing and the Development Criteria is included in Appendix A. 1-7, the principles resolved with the survey and analysis of the relevant data available the review of the locomotive engineering training programs were a whole with the developed through the system approach with however some of the railroads had used the system approach with the development of the portion of their program notability with the design implementation full scale locomotive cab simulators project. Data has succeeded in developing the job task inventory section 4 that will be used the base for the developing of the training objective for the course module for the evaluation procedure for the model program with locomotive engineering training. In addition, with the efforts described and these report with led to with the recommendation in hand of the local Louisville, Nashville president of the Locomotive Engineering Trainman Program, and the responsibility of another project recommendation in Louisville and Nashville, and some support with the project undertook the complete throughout the job task analysis of Louisville and Nashville locomotive engineering practices, which will be an invaluable starting point for the project model of the Locomotive Engineering Trainman Program for the Louisville and Nashville training improvements for the recommended aid of the job task analysis will be covered in the subsequent report. Chapter 2, Literature Survey, and we can cut the tape there.